this could be the finishing touch now. Samik Doty, open goal. He's finally got it. Ajax go 2-0 in the lead.
Now it comes, the dummy, and oh! How do you like that? Wow! He had me foxed. I thought that would favor the left boot of Dylan Shepherd. What a beauty from Samik Doty!
All right, okay. That's what Bidvest Wits have brought back to the club. Remember, he did play for Bidvest Wits before, but Samik Doty is back with the club, a man who's won an MTN8 title, he's won a Nedbank Cup title, and he's also gone on and won a TKO title with 3 different clubs, in fact, with Pirates, with Ajax, with SuperSport United. You've done it in football. You're back now in South Africa. You're with Bidvest Wits. Samik, it's good to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you for having me, Thomas.
And without the comedians now to make lots and lots of jokes, we want to hear serious things from you. For instance, you know, you did leave the country, right?
Yes.
And headed to go and play your football in India.
Yeah.
What is that like? Like, on a serious note, going to play in India, I know they're trying to build football there, it's reasonably new, and you were signed by what is quite a big club, you know, like in global standards, it's a big club.
Yeah. Yeah, my agent called me and he said he got a offer for me on the table on that side. And obviously I have to think of my family at some point in my career. So I'm obviously the breadwinner at home. So I look after my mom and family. So I take care of her. And I had to make a choice. And they were signed with Atletico Madrid at the time.
Yeah.
So it was like a
feeder club.
Yeah, like a feeder club, 50% they take over from the club, and they have a connection with Atletico Madrid. So they got a lot of Spanish guys there over. And then I decided, okay, it's a new challenge. Why not? Take the step. You've been in South Africa for quite some time. So why not take on a new challenge, go experience the world that side, how's things and life there. And for me, it was an amazing experience, and that's all that matters.
See, the important thing here is, I know Mpho's watching in the background, Mpho Pops. Just for him, Mpho Pops, he was playing for Atletico Kolkata, which is the feeder club for Atletico Madrid. And so you can stop making the jokes that you're making. That's just for you. Atletico Madrid, Spain, big club. And then they were involved in India. You just need to correct these guys, man. So,
no, it's fine.
No, I needed to make sure that they were okay and that they knew what we were talking about.
Everybody is entitled to their own opinion. So
and they say there's money there. Like, the money was decent?
Yeah, it was decent.
I
Obviously.
mean, enough for you to leave. Like, you know, enough for you to leave.
Definitely.
And make the choice.
Yeah, because it looks after my family, and that's all that matters. For me, I've been playing all my life for them, especially for me growing up in my environment and my situation. I don't like to speak about it, but I have to look after my mother. I had no father for my entire life. He left my mother when he was 2 years old, so she had to take care of 3 kids by herself. I slept by I had to live by my grandmother. Weekends I would only see my mother. So she was renting. She never had a place on her own. And with that leaving, I could make a choice now. I bought my mother a house, and I paid for it. It's done paid. And that's the rewards I get from working hard. Now, people don't understand those type of things. People always seem to judge you before not knowing the finer details, what happens in life.
And that the decision is not necessarily always a football decision.
Yeah.
It's a decision that this is my job, right?
Yeah,
and
sometimes, but passion overrides finance and those type of things. Always. Because the love of the game, you always want to play competitively. You always want to be in the park, whether it's in the street, whether it's anywhere. You just want to play. And that also, the football, like, it takes all the stress away and all the problems or issues you have personally. When you as a player playing and just being on the park, that makes you happy. And then the rest goes away.
Good to have you back, and it's an amazing story. You see, going to play his football in India meant that he was able to buy his mother a house. And we all want to be able to do that for our mothers, right? That is powerful. I love it. Now, what you need to know is that he really was a star player in Indian football. At the end of that season, he was the player with the most assists. He was the most highly rated player. Indian football fans were shouting his name in the streets. Samik Doty was the man. You then get the transfer, you get called up, you're moving on to Jamshedpur, another club in Indian football, which is coached by Steve Koppel. I mean, he coached at Crystal Palace, he coached at Reading, top coach.
Right.
You get there, as this big name in Indian football has done brilliantly, then you guys just don't get along. Like it's the biggest fight in the history of Indian football.
Yeah, that's football. Like I said, I had a bad injury.
Yeah.
We had a great pre-season. I scored, started assisting. Then 3 days before the first match,
Yeah.
I got injured. I had a grade 1 on my quad.
A tear.
Yeah, it was a grade 1.
Yeah. Mine a tear, but a tear.
Yeah, minor tear, but a tear. And then because I was doing so well, he couldn't understand why this player is feeling like this, because he needs to play, because there's pressure on the coach as well. And obviously you want to try and win the league.
So he wants you to play. You're saying, Coach, I'm a bit injured.
Yeah, I just need some time to rest a
Yeah.
bit and proper treatment so my body can heal, so I can recover, so I can come back and give 150%, 200%.
He doesn't want to hear.
I'm at breaking point in my career. Like I feel like if I could go, it could lead to a grade 3 or grade 4 or out
Yeah.
for the whole duration, instead of giving the player time like 2-3 weeks or 2 weeks to recover, come back, do the job properly for the club.
He doesn't want to hear that. The coach doesn't want to hear that. He wants you to play. So you don't agree now. There's a problem.
I don't agree, because as a player you want to be 200% fit, and
So-
I'm an honest footballer.
What happens though? He says play, you say no. Is that how it happens?
No, we try and talk about things and speak and communicate. Communication is very important. But like I'm at breaking point. I know I can't give him what another player can give him. Like if I'm at 20% or 30%, we are players at 100%. I would prefer the player who's at 100% play than me playing at 20%.
The injury recovered, you were eventually okay. But the coach didn't play you. Like he'd only put you on for like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes,
Yeah, but-
the whole season long.
And I came back. We had the disagreement.
Yeah.
I came back. I created the penalty to win the game.
Yeah.
And the next game, I still didn't play.
The whole year, the whole season.
The whole season.
And
since then.
eventually at some point you left a hotel, you were...
No,
you-
that was long gone before.
Yeah?
We had a good discussion. We spoke about it and shook hands. And I left after the season, and I left.
Just left, said I'm done.
No, we not one done. I committed to my contract.
Yeah.
I finished everything. I was there in the last games. And during that period, I came back. Like I said, I created the goal, the penalty. We had more games, never played, but no problem.
Let's talk about coming back to South African football. You were in Sweden, you're now here. Bidvest Wits calls up and says, do you want to come back and play for us? Why do you jump at that opportunity?
I was playing in Sweden. I had a good season as well in Sweden. I played games. Coach loved me there. We had a good period with them. It was a good experience for me also to see how they do things over that side, which is all part of learning. So I was at home. Baby was born. I took time off from football a bit to be with my family and my wife, because I've been away for a long period. I've played away. So I've come back home, and I got a call from coach. Are you gonna come Friday? Thursday. Are you coming Friday? I booked my flight the next morning, and I come for the trial. I booked my flight myself. I pay for everything myself.
To come and join Bidvest Wits?
Yeah, I don't have an agent. That's how committed I am. That's how much I love the game. I paid for everything. I paid for my flights. I paid for my accommodation. I paid for everything to be at training in the morning at that time with a baby, newborn, still at home. I told my wife, this is the time. I need to get back into it. I need to work for you guys.
That's commitment. What can we expect from both yourself and Bidvest Wits this season?
Yeah, we had a good pre-season. We have a good squad. We gelled well together. We have a lot of young talents, experienced players, old players that have won the league and that have won the MTN 8. We have experienced coach, great technical team. So we are taking it one game at a time. So we're preparing for our first game against AmaZulu on Saturday evening, and we're looking forward to taking it from there. But definitely, every player's dream when he plays for any club is to achieve a trophy instead of individual awards.
That's Samir Duty. We're looking forward to seeing you back in South African football. It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
That story, the commitment to buy his own ticket, come, just for trials. Gavin Hunt says he wants to look at me, and he did it. He signed, and he has a season ahead of him.